Hello people of the internet. Today, I am going to show you how to make an azalea bush and Azalea Leaves Farm. Before I start on how to make the farm, here is everything you need to learn about the new azalea bush blocks that came with Minecraft 1.17 Update Part 1. These new blocks are supposed to spawn in the lush caves biomes, but unfortunately the new biome is nowhere to be found in this first half of the update. But there is still ways to get these new items. I believe there is only two ways to obtain the azalea bush block, since wandering villagers don't actually trade these new blocks. One of the ways is through using bone meal in a moss-covered area. If you don't know about the new moss block yet, check out my other video where I talked about the new block and created a farm for the item. A link of that video will be in the description below. Gathering the azalea bush is pretty simple when you have a moss block, because all you need to do is use bone meal on a moss-covered area, and it will spawn both variants of the new azalea block, and there is only two variants, a flowering azalea bush and a normal azalea bush. The farm I am going to show you will also give moss carpet. Both azalea bush has the same use, it both can be placed on moss, mycelium, podzol, grass block, farmland, coarse dirt, rooted dirt, and clay. This new bush can be used in a composter and can be used as fuel in a furnace, but I suggest not using this new block for composting and fuel, and can also be placed in a flower pot. Using bone meal on this new bush will generate azalea tree, acting like a sapling for the azalea tree. The tree will then spawn in the new leaves called azalea leaves and flowering azalea leaves. It will also spawn in the new block called rooted dirt. We will talk about this new type of dirt in another video. The tree is the other way to gather this new bush, because cutting down the tree and letting the leaves to decay, it will drop the new bush, and using a fortune enchantment will increase the rate. The azalea bush can be picked up using any tool, so I suggest using the hand to save durability. The azalea leaves have the same mechanics as the other leaves, so there is nothing to talk about the leaves except that it drops the azalea bushes and spawns from the azalea tree. Before creating this new farm, you will need to clear out an area of 9 by 19 and 9 blocks high. You will also need 118 glass blocks, keeping in mind you don't have to use glass. 62 of building blocks, but I suggest grabbing a stack for scaffolding, 49 moss blocks, 49 pistons, 29 redstone, 26 observers, 26 powered rails, 16 items for the clock. As for my clock, it's bamboo. 11 trapdoors, 3 pistons, 2 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone comparators, 2 hoppers, 1 dispenser, 1 redstone block, and 1 lever. As you can see, there are no items for a chest system. Hopefully you can figure out how to make a system on your own. Like what I did with the moss block farm, I am going to show a layer by layer image of the farm to make things simpler, so get your items and let's get started. This is the first layer. There is nothing to say here since it's just blocks, so I am going to skip and move to layer number 2. This is the second layer. This layer already shows the dispenser of the farm, so I suggest create a hopper system for the bone meal input. I did not create an input, so you can create your own. Layer 2 also shows the switch of the farm. That's where you can turn it off. Note there should be the 16 items in the 2 hoppers in layer 2, because if it doesn't, the clock will not work. On to the next layer, layer 3. This layer shows the completion of the redstone clock, the moss carpet platform, and the water collection system. I suggest turning on the lever before creating this layer of the clock, because it will cause the pistons to move if you have items in the hoppers. Layer 4, now this layer shows the waterlogged trapdoors. Note the redstone repeater you see in this layer is important, because if you put a redstone dust in that block it will not open all the trapdoors, so don't try to beat the system. Layer number 5, this layer shows the piston layer, and that's about it. Good luck on placing the pistons. Layer number 6. Keep in mind the water in this layer is needed because sometimes items gets glitch in the piston, causing them to glitch on top of the block. So to solve the issue, all you need to do is put a row of water at the top. The trapdoors you see at the end is also needed because if you don't put a block or anything to stop the items, it will let the items out. And layer 7, this layer shows the observers, nothing to say here except that the observers would be difficult to place, so good luck. Layer 8 here is the powered rails layer. And last but not least layer number 9, which is just redstone dust. The other farm I am going to show is Azalea Leaves Farm. Unfortunately I don't know how Rayworks did this farm, and the main question is why would you need this, if it is easier to farm leaves manually. So if you want to see this farm for yourself, you can check Rayworks channel, there will be a link of his channel in the description below. If you want to play around with these new farms you can download the world that is in the description of the video. Hopefully you find this tutorial helpful, if so, consider liking the video because there is more to come. If you want to keep up to date you can hit that subscribe button, because I am going to create more tutorials just like this. It would also be wonderful if you share the video. Thanks for watching, have a nice day and peace out.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.